Does a radio transmitter have anything to do with radio waves?
It is. Radio waves are the signals that are getting transmitted. Radio waves is the scientific name of the signal that is getting transmitted.
So how would we attach a radio transmitter to the condors?
Why do you tell me why you want to do that? What are you trying to achieve by doing that? One of you.
So that we just want to know if the condors are having a good time and if they're facing other problems.
Okay.
He means to say, like, in like the 1980s, the condor population was at 22 condors. So they were taken to captivity to save them. So now they're back to 400 condors. So they're back in the wild. So he wants to know, like, and if we can use a radio transmitter to monitor them and see if they're facing any other problems.
Okay. What are the other problems that you guys want to track, or what do you want to accomplish other than just knowing that they are good? Is there anything else?
Like any diseases spreading around and
Okay. You want to accomplish that too?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, you can do all these things depending on how complex you want to make that radio transmitter. It can be as small as this. If you guys have visited the wild animal park, you might have seen this radio transmitter that they've been using in these birds. So essentially you can put something on the legs, and then what it will do is it will be just like your cell phone. Just like you're carrying cell phone on your packets, now the birds are going to carry in their feet or something, right? So now if you do something like that, then let's say the transmitter is giving out some signals, okay? You can know where they are, right? That is something you can do. But if you want to see them,
but how do you say you can know where they are? Like
So let's try to see what is going on from the bird side, and then we'll come to the other side. So just knowing where they are is one thing, and then seeing them and hearing them is another thing. Okay, so just knowing them might be a little easier. You can just do away with something smaller, but seeing them and hearing them means you have to have. If you want to see somebody, you need to have what? Like camera. You have to have a camera now, and then if you want to hear somebody,
Speaker.
Microphone.
right? So your radio transmitter should have these things also. So it can get pretty expensive or maybe like a little more complex. Okay, so coming back to the question, so how do you know where they are, right? It's the same way as how the cell phone tower knows where your cell phone is, right? So the radio transmitter will have a small battery, and then it will keep continuously transmitting some signals, okay? Now that transmitting signals goes everywhere, right? So somebody has to receive that and say, okay, oh, this is something happening here, right? So just like you have the cell phone towers, have you guys heard about the cell phone towers that we have? So every few places they have cell phones. That's why you can receive the call anywhere in San Diego, for example, or for that matter anywhere in the US, right? Because at every regular distance, like in a mile or something, they have something called a tower, and that tower will keep on receiving these transmissions that are coming from the cell phones. So likewise, if you want to implement something like this, then you have to make sure that you have that kind of a receiver. So let's say we go to Northern California where there are a lot of condors, okay? Now you can, let's say you are able to attach a radio transmitter in each of those condors' legs. But in addition to that, you should also have something like the cell phone tower, which can receive those transmitted signals and then give you that information, right? So either you can work with cell phone companies which already have receive cell phone towers there, right? People over there have cell phones, right? So that means there are towers. So you can either ask those companies, it will be a tough thing, but at least that is possible theoretically. So your condors, just like you have cell phones, the condors can have this radio transmitter. And then when the radio transmitter transmits that signal, then the cell phone towers, we can even use them, or you can build your own. Using the existing one is easier. So those can capture the signal and then send it to you. So that way, at any given time, probably using the data, you can say that, okay, there are so many condors here to this area, there are this many here, some of them are moving from here to here, some of them move from here to here. That kind of information you can do. Now, seeing and hearing is a different thing. So seeing means you have to have a camera, and just because having the camera is a good. Have you guys tried Skype or FaceTime?
Yeah.
What do you do? So you basically open your camera, right? And then you speak into the camera, the other person can see you in their cell phone, right? So your camera grabs your video and then sends it over, right? And at the same time your microphone records what you are talking and then sends it over, right? So you have to have something like that. Now that might mean a pretty expensive transmitter, okay? So you can, depending on your affordability, you can either go for a small one or a fancier. Did I answer your questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Janos.
So could you pretend you attach a radio transmitter to a condor and it has no camera attached to it, and then it's flying towards a cliff. It doesn't see it yet. On the the signal it picks up, could you see that cliff?
You may not see the cliff because you are just getting a signal. You are not getting a picture right now. But you can see that it is flying near the cliff by other data. Like for example, like that radio signal is transmitting, right? It will be picked up by a tower, right, somewhere. Okay, but you know where the tower is.
The other ways, there are also other things, right? You have also in the same radio transmission, same thing for even the radar. We can use the GPS also.
You can get SMS like latitude and longitude.
Latitude
and
longitude,
you can
then
have
know
a map,
exactly.
built-in map, and you project that latitude longitude in the map, so you know where it is exactly.
Oh.
You can track it. That's the tracking unit.
Yeah.
Yes, Sanjay.
So if that was the case, you could use longitude, latitude, and project on a map. Then why would we even need the camera and microphone? Couldn't you just use the simple one and you could just use a map and figure out where exactly it is?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, you could.
It depends what you want to monitor, right? This gives only the location of the bird, but you want to know more about the bird, right? What it is doing.
Physically, what it is doing.
Yeah, let's say the bird is staying in one place for a long time, right?
Yeah.
It maybe gets stuck with something else. You don't know what's going on with the bird, right? Maybe next 24 hours you are it's staying in the same latitude or longitude. How do you know that the bird is having some problem or not, right? Only by visually seeing something. You can if it is a closed environment like zoo or something,
yeah,
then you can mount cameras at different positions, and you can hook the camera and look at from the server.
Yeah.
Or if you are highly imaginable, you can have some drones or something. You can lift every 1 hour and watch all the birds and then bring it back, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
is there another way we can track the birds? Because we can't put transmitters on every condor, right? So is there an easier way to track them?
I'm going to ask the question to you. How do you guys do? Is there any other way other than giving a cell phone to every condor?